Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 3 of Planet Crafter Walkthrough and that. So, right now, terraforming is going just fine, and that, especially pressure, and I'm starting to get the oxygen up. And also, on a bright note, finally got a food grower going. While this planet is still trying to kill me, and that unfortunately I am still not self-sufficient, but I am getting there. So in the meantime, in that, just going to do the regular grind in that of gathering resources and continuing the terraforming in that, which right now, especially with the tier 2 drillers in that, has taken off really well. So since I reached blue skies already in that, the next one will be rain for terraforming. And also, I think right now my main goal is, since a lot of stuff is going to unlock in that I should really expand on my base a little bit. So, just going to gather a little more. Oh shit. And of course, a meteor shower starts up just right when I don't want it to. But hey, it is what it is at this point. It's not going to kill me or anything. It's only going to try to. So let's see, do I have everything? So let's just enjoy the meteor shower now, because one of my goals is definitely to get the advanced crafting station going in that, especially for some of the projects I have coming up. And that is so nice now that the sky is blue, so it's definitely something different. And this is quite a lot of meteors coming down. Now, over time, these meteors will change in that, but for right now, it's only going to be basic ones. So let me just go and gather some materials for the advanced crafting station now. And one good thing about these meteor showers is that a lot of times these broken rocks in that, they will render out after a certain amount of time, and the resources, I know the basic resources and iridium and uranium in that will stay in that until you exit the game. So just a little quick tip for everybody who decides to play this. And of course the adverse weather and that is slowly draining my oxygen and water, but that's okay. Now, let me just hydrate, eat, and then I am going to go to the aluminum fields to get some aluminum, and then I should have enough to build this advanced crafting station. And also, I'm just looking around in that. This was one of the meteor crashes in that. As you can tell, the rocks are rendering out. So since there's some aluminum there, might as well pick it up. And I get lucky with some aluminum and food in that blue chest that I avoided getting before. Even though I do have the food growers now, and I don't have to really rely on finding food, which is a plus, but as this planet terraforms in that, the ice is going to slowly melt in that, so I still have issues with water, which I need to figure out. But one thing at a time. Let me build the advanced crafting station first, because this will unlock crap. And like always, I knocked the power out because I forgot to check. But that's okay. I'll just pop another solar panel down and get everything back up and going. Now that I have the advanced crafting station, I can do some prep work. Oh, my mistake. It was tier 3 drills. My bad. Before that was taking off. And soon with the pressure building, I'll unlock ore extractors. So right now, I'm just going to prep and build some iridium rods, gather some uranium to build rocket engines. So eventually I can launch them into space in that and bring down uranium. Also, tier 4 backpacks and oxygen tanks are unlocked through the advanced crafting station, so for future reference, I will be building those. But in the meantime in that, I'm just going to be prepping for the rockets and soon certain items that are going to unlock through terraformation. Plus, let me check out this chest. And I got a nice little blueprint there. That should be fun. What unlocks there. And just for reference, all these blueprint chips and that, I would not unlock them right away because as you progress through terraformation, that new items will be unlocking. So maybe do like 1 or 2 at first and hold on to the rest until you're further down the line with terraformation. Okay, and now that I'm back, also with a bunch of the new items, I do also plan on expanding this base and that. So I have T3 mining speed microchip unlocked. And for right now, I'm just checking out the requirements. I just really need a super alloy, which can be made in the advanced crafting station. But right now, because I want to make my proper storage, I'm going to expand the top floor, the second floor of the base. And there's a new message. I wonder who it's from. So let's see. Your planet specifications, identification unnamed, corporation ownership unclaimed, habitable level null, sector Isdol Prime, history unknown, planet unnamed is located in the Isdol Prime sector, a pre-civilization sector crossed mostly by trade ships traveling between big spaceports. This planet has been identified as a candidate for future colonization. So pretty much you're on an unknown planet and you're shit out of luck. Which doesn't really help much. But with all this base building, gathering raw materials, I have not done any exploration into the crashed spaceships. So, since I have the boosters and a few oxygen tanks, I think it's time to start exploring these crashed ships. By going to the closest one I can and seeing what's inside. So mainly I would only explore ships and that for certain materials that... Oh, here's some resources from one of the crashed meteors, from the meteor showers and that. So sometimes in these crashed ships there's materials that I cannot make that are very useful to me. And exploring them in a safe way is always a plus. You never know what you'll find. So we got some seeds, some plants, fabric, which is really important. Another blueprint microchip there. And let me check this chest out. Another blueprint microchip, which is always good. And more seeds. But I'm going to take the uranium instead. So let's get back to the base and that. And I do have 2 oxygen canisters, so I'm not too worried about dying on the planet. Not like the previous episode. There we go. And let me just drop off this material and see what I have and see what possibly I could make. I have 2 fabrics, which is going to be a plus. And let me just gather some ice to make some water. Oh, great. Ore extractor finally unlocked. This will be like one of the most useful items in the game. And I have plenty of stuff to make rockets. But let me decode these. Living compartment corner and recycling machine was unlocked through those blueprints. So sometimes the blueprints will unlock cosmetic stuff. Other times they'll be useful. You just don't know. Let me build some... Oh, wrong one. Let me build some agility boots, level 1. This will help with my movement speed. So fabric's one of those items that I can't build right now. So going through the ships, exploring and gathering that is can be can give you an advantage anyway, so and now I know I'm gonna have to upgrade my power grid, so I'm just going to gather a few more things to build some T2 solar panels before I start the grind to building nuclear reactors. Because I'm going to need a lot of uranium for that. And also, I do plan on building a few more food growers, so I definitely have to get some stuff for them. Some aluminum and iron, because I need at least 3 food growers to be self-sufficient. That I don't have to rely on the space food. And of course, I don't have any. Great. So let me just do the grind, and right now with the agility boots in that, my movement speed is slightly increased, which is a plus. And let me just see, is there anything useful over here? Because I've been picking this area a lot, only because it will eventually, in the future, as terraformation increases, it's going to increase. It's going to change into a lake, so that's just from me previously playing this game. Alright, time to head back. And I haven't forgotten about upgrading to a T4 backpack and oxygen tank. It's just that there's some other stuff I want to do first. So, let's see. Okay, one of them is done. So, now comes the most pain in the ass part of this game. Doing, oops, I built that backwards. Building storage lockers for organizing. Because a lot of times in these sandbox games, organization is going to help a lot. And let me munch on my eggplant. Thank you. So I have 1 capsule. I have a bunch of iridium and super alloy. Okay. Let me just gather a bunch of random materials, especially iron. Up, and a new message. Let's see. What is it now? It's from Riley. I managed to obtain more information. I read that you have a greater chance of success if you build your base on an altitude. I'm not sure why yet. And if you manage to heat the planet up enough, some caves should be accessible when the ice melts. And one last thing. And then the message gets cut off. Yeah, so the higher ground is because where your drop pod is, it's actually turns into a lake, which I've been stressing, but whatever. Let's go to the Iridium Cave and gather as much iridium as possible and other useful resources, because I am going to need it for as many iridium rods as possible. And also, hopefully, I can find some aluminum in here. Nope, that's not it. Let me go to the top of this cave. There's a big ice wall. I need to generate more heat to melt this. At 500 NK it melts. Oh, there's some aluminum in that, which is helpful. So between the drills and the heaters and that, I have to generate more heat. And also, I do plan on generating more heat with what I'm pre-planning with making these rockets from the iridium. And yep, looks like that top level's picked dry. Let me just go to the chest real quick and see if there's anything I can grab. Water, I'll just munch on some space food. The hell with that, I'll take the iridium. Okay. And let me just make a mental note that there's still some in the corner there, and time to head back to base. So it hasn't been unlocked yet, but when I unlock the launch pad and that, these rockets that I plan on building, you can actually make rockets and that, launch them into space, and depending on which ones you make and launch, you'll have certain adverse effects to the planet. You'll actually force adverse effects to the planet. Sometimes it'll be meteor showers. Sometimes it will increase one of the terraformation indexes by a certain percentage. So, but right now, let me just make the iridium rod. Ore extractor, I'm not quite there because I need osmium for that, which is okay. And biodome blueprint just unlocked. That's going to be like a whole. So biodome unlocks a subclass through plants, which is kind of interesting, but that's gonna be more mid-game stuff. So let's go and explore the ship again and see how much other stuff I can get, because I still have some oxygen capsules. Another blueprint microchip, which is always a plus, and some plants, which I can put in the veggie tubes to increase the oxygen generating on the planet. Alright. Is there anything else? Maybe another blueprint microchip? Maybe... let's see. Oh, there's one. Let me grab the squash because that actually restores more health. Alright, let me drop that, get the blueprint microchip, and I think I should head back. So I have another fabric, and I also have the squash seeds. Squash might take a little bit longer to grow, but it restores 60 health instead of the 40 health that the eggplants restore, so it's kind of beneficial. Well, it has its good and its bad. So let me decode these microchips. Big living compartment and a new screen for mapping. So let me just I need microchip and some iron. Or a microchip compass. Do I have the material for that? Also, this iridium is going to get out of control, so let me just put it in its own storage locker. Because these chests can only hold so much. Crap, I don't have... Do I have any... Nope. Let me put the squash there and these plants in here for right now. So let me just gather some more iron for another food grower. And that, since I just need one more in that to just for like the food side, I can be self-sufficient then. And I won't have to worry about relying on space food and starving to death. Which is always a plus. So this will definitely be enough for another food grower, and I already know my power grid can supply it. So yeah, platform's almost ready to unlocked. All right, let me build this food grower because I need 3. And let me get the seed. I'm going to go with squash. Perfect. Now I got plenty of food and that to keep me sufficient there for right now. And in the meantime, let me start building some rocket engines. I need one more super alloy Thank you. And I'll put you back in there. Alright, so launch platform has been unlocked. It takes 3 super alloy, 3 titanium, and 3 iron. But for super out, but I'm a little short on super alloy and I need quite a bit of stuff to make it. And some of the resources I need, I am still a little limited on. So let me just pop a T2 heater down. Get the heat index going so I can melt that ice. I'm still a little bit a ways from it, but that's okay. And let me see if I have enough stuff for maybe to get some oh good, I have some cobalt, so I have the 5 resources for a little super alloy. Oh, I need silicone. Alright, let me go out and grab some. Because I definitely want to get a T4 backpack built. That way I can hold more stuff in that. Okay, there's some. Alright, so I should have enough now for the T4 backpack build. Let me just get 2 more super alloys. Perfect. And I need 3 more super alloys for the oxygen tanks and the T1 jetpacks. I need 2 rocket engines and titanium. The only problem is uranium is a little scarce in my supply right now. And the next terraformation stage rain, it's only at 2%. So at least my heat is going up now, which is also a plus, but still a long ways from melting that ice. But you know what? I've had some good luck with the crashed ships, so let's just go back and explore it a little bit more. Because, hey, you never know what's going to drop from them. You never know what's in those chests in the crashed ship, so. And the only problem is I have to go deeper into the ship area. Let's see what's in here. Alright, some kind of useful items. It would help if there was like some super alloy around. I got some iridium, which is a plus in there. Alright, what's in here? I'll definitely take the aluminum. And I'll take the eggplant seed. Okay. Time to get out of here. And this is mostly like the simplest ship in that, and my oxygen. Oh shit. I don't have oxygen capsules. Alright, little trick to a hardcore mode in here and that. Before you die, drop everything out of your inventory in that, because if it's in your inventory, you're going to lose it. But if you drop it, if you drop everything out of your inventory in that, it will stay. Just a little trick. So I was reckless and I broke my own little rule about keeping oxygen capsules on me. My bad. Stupid me, but hey. It is what it is at this point. And also there's some stuff over here. Yes, there's uranium. Great. Alright. Let me grab all my shit and get back to the base before I suffocate again. I know I can't get everything in my inventory just yet, but every little bit counts, right? Right. Now, hopefully I have enough resources to build a rocket engine, and I'm not worried I will make it back in time. Alright, let me build another. I just need one more uranium and iridium rod, and I can build another rocket engine. Alright. Okay. And let me build like the best item for moving around in that outside, the jetpack. So this will increase your movement speed by 150%. I think it was. But you'll see how useful it is. Now, I mean, enjoy how fast I am moving around in here, because I friggin' love it. And now I can just grab all my stuff. And I am also going to use the iron to expand on my base a little bit. So now traveling like back and forth between my base it's pretty much child's play at this point. Alright, I have plenty of iron, plenty of titanium. Okay, let's expand the second floor. And the first floor just a little bit. I especially want to expand the second floor because I'm going to be putting a big storage organization system into place eventually. So let me just dump some of this stuff, get the cobalt and the ice because I want to make some oxygen capsules and some O2 because I'm eventually going to go exploring. And let's just enjoy the fact that, like, now I'm just, like, floating on top of the ground and that, and at least, like, there's no limit to, the jetpack usage, so you can just float around now. Alright, let me explore a new area, and that hopefully maybe I can get some osmium. I'm not too sure yet. But if I was going to do this on foot in that, I'd easily have half a tank of oxygen by the time I get here. Just to kind of explain, like, how the T1 jetpack is so useful. Oh, let's see here. I got some seeds, some water. I will be back for those resources, especially the aluminum, later. But if I remember right, I think there's an osmium cave around here. In this rocky desert area. Is it here? Here it is. Alright, let's see. Crap. 500 NK heat I need for that ice to melt also. Damn it. Okay, oh well. Let me just gather some resources from all this wreckage, and there's some chests here, so let's just see. Another blueprint microchip. Yes, I know my oxygen's low, it's no big deal. I have the capsules. So let me just explore here a little bit more. While the planet's kind of acting up in that, which I really don't care at this point. And I really do need osmium for those ore extractors so I can place them in spots and just extract ore instead of just finding it on the ground. Especially for the aluminum, for extracting the aluminum field and the iridium cave, which will be very helpful to me. And yeah, let me just head back to base through the aluminum field. Especially at how fast I'm going right now. Now, just remember, I only used one oxygen capsule. I probably would easily have to use all 3 if I was traveling on foot that distance. Okay. So, do I make that recycler? I do want to make that recycler because then I can break down the uranium rod to uranium. Because I really don't need a uranium rod just yet. I actually want the uranium ore. But I'll have to think about that. But in the meantime, let me gather the essential materials to make super alloy, which is iron, titanium, magnesium, silicone, and I already have some aluminum. I know it can be annoying in that 5 resources to make one, but when you get to mid-game stuff, like, you're gonna be relying on a lot of super alloys, so unfortunately it's very time consuming, but it's a necessity to advance in the gameplay. Plus, this recycler net, it's going to help me greatly, especially breaking down that uranium rod, so I can build more engines, rocket engines with it. For right now, so I mean, I'd rather use my time, use the super alloy, break down uranium, build the recycler, break down the uranium rod, and then just deconstruct everything. So let me build the deconstruction microchips. Shit, I need more magnesium. Do I have some? Good. Let me make 2 more super alloys and then I can get to work on this. Oh, I need silicone. Oops. Where are you? There's some. So, pretty much right now, Nat, you can definitely do more, like, exploration stuff since I have the jetpack and that, like, movement speed has increased so much that I can definitely do more exploration comfortably. Alright, I got the 3 super alloys. Let me, build a recycler over here. And of course, I knocked the power out again. Alright, let me grab an aluminum and build another solar panel. I swear when I get a nuclear reactor, my power grid is going to be a lot better. But in the meantime, solar panels it is. Alright, let me do this with the recycler. So, you pretty much put it in the you put your item that you want to deconstruct in the small chest, uranium rod, push a red button, and boom. And then it breaks it down, which is 9 uranium ores. So let me put those ores in there, build an iridium rod, and make some... oh, shit. Do I have a super... I need some more super alloy. But now I have plenty to make some rocket engines. And that blueprint chip unlocked T2 torch. Oh, which is nice. And I just don't like the way that those monitors were sticking there, so let me delete that part. I'm just singing for a minute. Let me move these T2 veggie tubes a little bit. Dump the recycler. Let me put that plant in instead. Okay. So now I'm just trying to get everything all organized. And now that I'm done with the reason to use the recycler. So I think it's time to build the launch pad platform. But before I build it, let me get some stuff to build some T2 solar panels so my power grid can support another large power guzzling monstrosity. And also, after a while, kind of get sick and tired of looking at desert and rocks all the time, but that is going to change eventually, so. Okay. Now, hopefully I have enough. Alright, good. I'm going to need to build a few solar panels. I think one more should be enough. So let me go down here where I really haven't touched anything and grab some materials. Especially the cobalt. There's some. And just a little bit more. Okay. Alright, my inventory's full, so I should have enough for another solar panel. Perfect. So I built 3 additional solar panels. And let me just deconstruct that drill so I have enough of the basic raw materials, and I just need 3 super alloys for the launch platform. So let me just make them real quick. Oh wait, I already have them. My bad. Are you serious? All I need is 1 iron, and do I have it in here? Okay, good. I'd feel like a jackass if I had to go and find more iron, but if I had to, I'd have to. Okay. Let's build this platform. So, pretty much, and move the satellite dish. Alright, so now I can start building a few more rocket engines. Do I have... Oh, I do have super alloy. Perfect. So let me build another rocket engine because I'm going to start manipulating the planet atmosphere by launching rockets into space. And that. And let me just get some of this stuff. Perfect. So, this is going to be it for today, guys. For this episode and that, I'm just going to gather some... Let me upgrade that to squash. But that's going to be it for today, for this episode. And next episode, I am definitely going to be launching a bunch of rockets in that. My terraforming is at 26%, which is good. So, in the meantime, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.